from the consensus filter to the awareness that was never installed. You were born into a story already in progress. The story had characters, rules, a cosmology, an account of what is real and what is not, what matters and what doesn't, what a person is and what they owe to others, and what they can expect in return. This story was being told by everyone around you simultaneously, in every direction, in the food and the architecture, and the calendar, and the language itself. You didn't hear the story, you absorbed it. You became it. You cannot stand outside the culture to evaluate it. You are evaluating it from inside. With instruments, it gave you. You have been inside it ever since. You cannot stand outside it to evaluate it. You are evaluating it from inside. Culture is not a background condition. It is a continuous active process. The consensus that constitutes cultural reality requires constant maintenance. Every interaction either reinforces or challenges the shared account of what is real. Because most interactions reinforce rather than challenge. Because challenge is socially costly and reinforcement is socially rewarded, the consensus self-sustains. You participate in this maintenance every day, in ways so automatic they are invisible to you. The way you arrange your face when someone says something outside the consensus, the topics you don't raise in certain rooms, the framings you adopt without noticing you've adopted them. The things that feel like obvious facts that are in other cultures obviously false. Not what the culture says. What it doesn't need to say. Because it was said so many times it became the air. You are breathing it right now. The most powerful part of any cultural trance is what it makes invisible, not what it says. What it doesn't need to say because it's been said so many times it has become the air. You are breathing it right now. You cannot stop breathing it by knowing this. Here is the double vision. Run both frames simultaneously. In one frame, you, in the culture you were born into, with its specific account of the real, its specific distribution of what matters, its specific assignment of identity and value and obligation. Functional, largely invisible to you. The nursing home of consensus, just people having lunch, just the ordinary operations of a shared reality. In the other frame, the cremation ground, the consensus is already burning. It has been burning since the moment it was assembled. Every culture that has ever existed is dissolved. Every account of the real that has seemed permanent and obvious has been replaced by another account of the real that also seemed permanent and obvious. The fire is not coming. The fire is already running, invisibly, underneath the lunch. Both are true. Simultaneously. A scholar spent 40 years studying the great tiger. He wrote books about its stripes. He debated the etymology of the word claw. He organized the jungle into categories that made the tiger comprehensible. One day the bushes parted. A massive orange beast stepped out. It did not look like a noun. It looked like death on padded feet. "Stop," cried the scholar. "I have defined you. You fit in this box." The tiger ate the blackboard. The culture is the blackboard. The consensus is the chalk. The tiger is what the blackboard was attempting to contain. Become aware of the trance. Step back from cultural consensus through education, travel, exposure to alternative worldviews. Genuine and partial, the instrument doing the stepping back was built by the trance. The alternative worldviews are themselves trances. The stepping back is performed using the categories the trance installed. You cannot stand fully outside the system using the system's tools. Reject the consensus, construct your own. The alternative system is assembled from elements of existing systems. Genuine idiosyncratic worldviews are the combination of trances rather than the absence of them. You are now wearing a handmade coat instead of a mass-produced one. You are still wearing a coat. Accept the trance as the shared fiction that makes social life possible, the most honest position. And even this acceptance is performed inside the trance, using the concept of trance, which is itself a culturally available frame. 3 exits, 3 sealed doors. The Titan has watched every cultural consensus in human history become the following generation's confusion. The certainties that organized Roman civilization incomprehensible without scholars to reconstruct them. The certainties that organized medieval Christendom, requiring a lifetime of study to inhabit imaginatively. The certainties that organized the Vedic age, partially recoverable, partially gone, the specific texture of how it felt to be inside that consensus, irretrievable. The Titan is watching your certainties. The Titan has seen this before. Every account of the real that felt like physics became archaeology. The current arrangement, also becoming archaeology. The Titan is measuring the rate. Kusha Maharaja in the Pratyabhijana Hridayam, Chiti, pure consciousness, descends of its own free will into the contracted state of the individual. The contraction is Shiva, playing at being a particular person, in a particular culture, in a particular moment of history. The cultural trance is not an error. It is the absolute, playing fully, committing completely to a particular lens. Every consensus hallucination is Shiva pretending that this specific account of reality is the only account of reality for the duration of a life. The awareness in which the cultural trance runs is not inside the trance. It is what the trance is running in. Every culture that has ever existed has dissolved. Every account of the real that seemed permanent has been replaced. The current arrangement will also become archaeology. You were installed into the story. The installer was not installed. The dreamer is not the dream. The one who knows the trance is a trance is already, in that knowing, partially free of it, not because the trance has stopped, but because the one wearing the trance has been glimpsed. The trance continues. The glimpse does not unhappen. The dreamer wakes inside the dream. And the dream is still running. And the dreamer is still free.